Today, I'm going to show you how to set up a rule of thirds grid so you can double check to see if your images are in rule of thirds. So what I'm going to do is I am going to come over to the tools palette on the left side, and I'm going to find the brush tool. The brush tool looks like a little paintbrush, and I will select that paintbrush. Then next, I'm going to come down to make sure that I have a color. I would choose a color that is different from the background. I think red is a good one. So then I can click on that, or I can come and choose different colors if I want. Let's go with a bright, obnoxious orange color. Whoop. After that, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your brush is really small, so you can use the left and right bracket keys on your computer to make it either really big or really small. I'm going to make it kind of small, but not too tiny. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide my scene into 3 parts horizontally and 3 parts vertically. So we'll start off horizontally. First, I'm going to click, and while I'm clicking, I'm going to hold Shift and then draw down. Then I'll move over and divide it again. Click, hold Shift, draw down. That'll give you nice straight lines. And you can see I'm in 3 parts. Now time to divide it vertically. Click, Shift, draw across. Click, Shift, draw across. It's not 100% perfect, but you can see for the most part, this sets up a grid that is 3 divided horizontally and 3 divided vertically. To double check that your item is in the right place, you want to make sure that your focal point rests on or very near to one of these intersections. And as you can see, the tree does. So this is a pretty good image, though we might have been able to get a better rule of thirds if, 1, I drew mine a little bit evenly, and 2, if we had moved the angle of the camera over just a little bit. But you'll get used to seeing that on your own. So let's do this one more time on a different image. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the brush tool. I'm going to divide it into 3 parts. I'm going to click, hold Shift, draw down. Click, hold Shift, draw down. Click, hold Shift, draw across. Click, hold Shift, draw across. Now we can see that even though that this lizard takes up the majority of the entire frame, what actually is the focal point? What we're trying to focus in on is the lizard's eye. That's showing us that this image is set up pretty well. And if we're following the composition, we can kind of see that across from this diagonal, it follows that movement, creating a nice counterbalance of the rest of the body, leading us up to the focal point of the eye. Now go ahead and recheck your images, make sure that they're in rule of thirds. And for a last little checkup, once you're done, I want you to come to File, Export, and save it as a JPEG. That way, you'll be able to turn it in on Google Classroom.